Hari Om. Good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to my Gita session. Verse number 69 of chapter 2 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which says, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yasyam jagradi bhutani सा निशा पश्यदो मुने या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने. Which means या निशा. या means which. In Nisha means night. Ya means which. Nisha means night. Sarva Bhutana means all beings. Yasyam, in that. Jagarti means wakes up. Samyami means a person who controls his senses, sense organs is called Samyami. Yasyam jagrati bhutani. When the whole world, jagrati means wakes up. When the whole world wakes up, bhutani means all living beings wakes up. Sa nisha pashyado mune. Sa nisha, in that. Sa nisha pashyado mune. Sa means that. Nisha means night. In that wakes up the muni, or the person of who controls senses. It means that the perception is different. Perception of a person who controls sense organs, or otherwise called Muni, is different from the perception of an ordinary human being. What you really see is not the actual thing that is seen through the medium of the body. And therefore, when all the living beings sleep, the Muni, or a person who controls in sense organs, wakes up. And when all the living beings sleeps, when all the living beings sleep, a Muni wakes up, and when all the living being wakes up, a Muni sleeps. This verse is very good for students studying for examination and all that, because if you apply this principle, it will be very beneficial for the students to learn. In fact, the new generation is doing the same thing, because they sleep at 3 o'clock in the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and wakes up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Even though this is not a good practice, in fact, they acquire a lot of knowledge, but that is not a wisdom as such, but they acquire a lot of knowledge by doing this process. When the whole world is sleeping, one must get up. You get the full concentration. And when the whole world is sleeping, one must get up, and when the whole world is working, you must sleep. The whole world is working, you must sleep. So it is a very good principle, very good for, especially for students. I sing it with my guitar. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yasya jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyado mune ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yasya jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyado mune. Thank you for listening.